Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just the good guys. Whoa.
Mazel Morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. We are sitting here with the incomparable, the wonderful Jodie Sweetin. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here, Josh. So happy to be here. Hi, Ben.
Hi. Look, this is a dream. We're so excited to have you.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
that in endless conversations, John Stamos comes up alongside you because of Full House. And all I have to say is we've had too much of John.
We've had too
We
much
love
John. I actually was just with John for the last week.
Yeah. Tell us more.
The cast of Full House was doing a fan convention, NostalgiaCon,
Shout out.
in Orlando. And it was the first one, so they were kind of kicking it off with like a big, so the cast came. So it was myself, John, Dave Coulier, Lori Loughlin, and Andrea Barber. So there were 5 of us.
Oh, fun.
So much fun. But John is a huge Disney nerd, as the world knows.
Sure.
I also am a huge Disney nerd. John and I geek out about a lot of the same stuff. It's weird. So when he called me before we were going to the convention, and I jokingly said, I was like, the only reason you're doing this is because it's in Orlando and you can go to Disney World, right? And he was like, well, yeah.
Great.
I was like, smart. So then he goes, well, wait, I'm doing some social media stuff and I'm like speaking at a Disney college thing with our students. Like, why don't you come do that with me? And then we can go in the park a couple days. And I was like, yeah. So I like rearranged a couple things in my schedule. I flew out last Wednesday and we did some fun social Disney stuff and the speaking engagement thing. And then we just went to the park for like a couple days. And then we had our convention days on Saturday, Sunday. And Saturday night, we all, the cast, minus Dave, because he just, after the cancer, just doesn't quite have the energy.
Understandable.
But we all went to Magic Kingdom and we went on a bunch of rides and roller coasters and watched the parade and the fireworks. It was so much fun, and it was a moment. I mean, we haven't been together in Disney World for 30 some odd years.
Did you guys need the Mossad to protect you? The entire Full House cast in the Magic Kingdom.
I know, right? You know what I will say is, if you're gonna do Disney, do it with John, because
of course.
He's got his awesome guides who he's had for like 20 years. They're like part of his family now, and they were so sweet and wonderful. We had a couple security that night when it was all of us. We had, I think, 2 guides and like 3 security. But it was funny because we're walking around and like, it was nighttime. So it wasn't we weren't, your night, people are not quite as paying attention, but the guides give you away. They see 2 guides walking and they're like, who is, oh my God. But John would get recognized, but it had kind of a lull in it. And he was like, we got to get recognized more. We got to warn all the security that they're spending on it. So we'd be like jokingly walking around and he'd just be like, have mercy. And I was like, yeah. And then I'd be like, how rude. And then, it was ridiculous.
I'm in the back going, headaches.
Yeah, headache, no, it was really fun. And, I got to spend so much time with John and Caitlin and Billy. And just, it was great. I got to kind of hang with the Stamos fam, and we geeked out over all sorts of, over the Muppets, because I'm also a huge Muppets fan, Disney,
cool.
Lego. Yeah.
I've seen John actually do the not getting recognized for a while, but seriously, like not as a joke.
Right.
Like it's me looking at him going like, oh, you're broken like me. Cool.
Right. Oh no, it was funny. Caitlin and I were joking, and I said something. I was like, oh, I said, he just can't go anywhere. He always gets recognized. And she goes, don't worry, he'll be sad when they don't.
Yeah. He walks, he does his like paperboy thing, like his paperboy hat, like he's in the cast of the
he
fucking
had a hat
Newsies.
and glasses on, and then pants that didn't fit. I kept going, John, what is wrong with your pants? Pull your pants up.
It's always that. I've seen him in his disguise before.
He
and then
actually looks more conspicuous somehow.
But he'll do this after a while if he's not getting recognized. And by the way, I do the same thing. He'll go,
yeah, he did. There were a couple times he took
rip
the
his hat
off.
off. And I'll be like, John.
But honestly, it's not even, we were talking about it. Like, we love it, and we have such amazing, sweet fans that get so excited. We were just talking about how grateful we are, actually, to like get recognized. And 40 years later, have people still give a shit about the show that you know what I mean? We were just in this immense gratitude that, like, wow, we get to look at like how much joy we get to bring to people in just little moments of time, you know, and it's really cool.
Well, every time John comes on the podcast, it goes insanely viral. He says something.
He says dumb things all the time. Yeah.
Like, Josh and him are family. I love him vis-a-vis Josh, and we've hung out, and it's great, and he's the best. He literally gives us the greatest gifts. He comes
really
on,
does.
and he just tells us front page news.
He says stuff that we were doing something, and he said to me, he's like, I don't like that, whatever. And I was like, John, you say that right in front of him. He's like, I don't give a shit. And I was like, okay, all right, then go for it. You know what I mean? But no, I love him. And John and I we were talking about it, like, John and I and Uncle Jesse and Steph kind of seems to be a fan favorite combo of people. Yeah.
And also, and I say this about you and everyone I've met from the cast, and obviously I know John the best. Like, it's unique to be as good to fans and people that come up to you as you guys are. And I've gotten to see John in so many scenarios where he literally makes people's day.
He does. He's
so
really
generous.
does. Yeah.
He's the greatest.
Yeah.
And it's so wonderful to see.
It was really sweet. But it was funny because, you know, he'd get recognized and I'd kind of like take a couple steps. He's like, wait, there's Stephanie Tanner. I was like, hi. Yeah. I was mostly not like I didn't want to be recognized but I was like, let's just cause the least amount of, you know, whatever. But he kept roping me in. So.
And tell me about, I've done now, I think, 2 of them. Doing something like Nostalgia Con?
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Because it's a big day, right? It's like a long 10-hour day with all your fans.
Right.
You're signing autographs. You're taking pictures. What's the con world like?
You know what? I actually love doing fan conventions for the reason that we have such wonderful fans, and they're mostly families or kids, or you know what I mean, or it's like 3 generations, grandma, mom, and kid that watch the show together. You know, it is such a crazy. It's so like I walk out of those things with such gratitude because I realize how fortunate I am that I can focus on someone for a couple minutes and talk to them, and you know, and they'll have a moment that excited them and that they remember for the rest of their lives.
Right.
You know, I mean, John and I in Disney World ran into a couple that was getting married this past Monday, and Forever was their first dance song. And so John and I did a little duet in a video and sang it in the middle of like some Coca-Cola, you know. But we were like, can you imagine if that was you and you're like, we were at Disney World and then they sang and it was our first, like, it's just amazing.
Story.
It's amazing. So, no, the con world is fun. This one, Nostalgia Con, it was like the first one. So they're still kind of building up their audience. And they also didn't give it as much lead time. So it was only like 5 weeks, as opposed to usually they start advertising like 3-4 months in advance. So it wasn't as hectic as a lot of them are, but in that way it was actually kind of nice because with us all together, like we actually got to spend some time together and, you know, have
Love
fun.
it. Ben, what was your first dance song?
My first dance song?
No, like when you got married. Like, what was...
what was my wedding song was, from Twilight, 1,000 Years. 1,000 Years. Great song.
Yes, I know her.
Love you for 1,000 years.
Why can't I think of her name right now? My husband's good friends with her.
More.
Yeah.
It starts with a C, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, why can't I think? Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
1,000
years.
I can't remember. Oh,
years.
Isn't that
it is Christina Perry.
Yes,
I was right
I'm like Perry. Okay, yes, yeah, Christina Perry.
Christina Perry.
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, it's a great
Beautiful song.
Great song.
I was like, first dance song. I don't know.
The
Like,
Macarena?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like when and where?
Right.
My first
What am I
concert was
dancing
in
to?
sync. I went with my mom in the 4th grade.
Speaking of like, is there also, and I've noticed this in it can be in the convention world, but just naturally, like obviously we've had the great Miranda Cosgrove
Yeah.
on, and I get a little bit protective because like when I've worked with actresses who are beautiful, like it sometimes they just sometimes get a different energy from fans.
For sure.
Have
And
you?
Oh yeah, you
felt that?
definitely know the one. Like, you know, if like the dude comes through that's like, you know, older and by himself, you're kind of like, okay. And sometimes they'll buy like the early Full House photos, and I'll be like, is this weird? This is weird. You know what I mean? But I just hope they're fans of the show.
Now, speaking of, while we're on topic of John coming on the show and giving us the scoops, you know, the first time he was on the show, he talked about
What did he do?
the famous lore that he said is absolutely true, that he fired the Olsen twins.
He did. He was like, we need to try, you know, we're not, these babies aren't working. That's my impression of John, by the way, because he always, there's always a little frazzled, but I would play with my hair, but the headphones get in the way, but he'll scratch his head and flop his hair all out and be like,
Did you remember that when that happened?
I remember, we did it for like one episode, and then it was like, yeah, no, wrong babies. Or not even an episode. I don't even know if we ever recorded with them. But, you know, when they were babies in the beginning, and they're, you know, 8 or 9 months old, they're like, what am I doing? What are these cameras? What's happening?
Yeah, almost shouldn't be allowed.
Right.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, no, but, you know, it was, I think, you know, John was hoping that we'd get, this was when John was young and didn't understand how babies work.
Of course.
And,
Professional, more professional babies.
right, basically, he was like, I need professional babies. Yeah.
Borscht Belt babies.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that, you know, so we tried it and it just didn't work. And you know, we always say like the exact right people wound up on this show. And it is the sort of magic of this cast together that made the show.
Yes.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Zenni. Folks, I'm not going to lie to you. I have not had a good experience with my eyeglasses recently. I know that you know this because I used to wear glasses every day, and now I don't. And the reason for that is that they are always smudged, they are always broken, they are always missing. They're so expensive, it's so inconvenient, it's so difficult. And that was until I found Zenni. Zenni is an online eyewear shop with stylish prescription glasses, sunglasses, and customizable lens options at prices that make it easy to own more than one pair, all starting at under $30. You heard that right. You go to Zenni.com, pick a frame, enter your prescription, customize your lenses, and they ship right to your door. No store visit, no pressure, none of that. And at that price, you stop asking, do I really need new glasses? And start asking, why wouldn't I just get a few? A work pair, a fun pair, a pair that only goes with one outfit. You don't have to justify it. If they get smudged, throw them across the room. Who cares? No, you should really clean them, but I can never fully clean them. It's so hard. It's so hard being me. Over 150,000 5-star reviews for Zenni, folks. And if you've never bought glasses online, Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how a frame looks on your face before you order. The technology, it's fantastic. Their pairs are great, high quality, stylish, and at the right price. Okay, that scratched up pair has done its job. Upgrade today with Zenni. Go to zenni.com/goodguys and use code goodguys15 for 15% off your first order. Plus free shipping on all U.S. orders over $65. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's zenni.com/goodguys. Promo code goodguys15. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Caraway. Folks, you know we love Caraway here at the Good Guys podcast. And folks, as summer winds down, what meals am I thinking about for the new school year? Let's think. I don't know, maybe some tuna. By the way, if you're one of those moms that sends their kids with tuna, you need to prepare them, okay? Because I think tuna's delicious. Some of those kids, they're going to be like, oh my God, there's Smelly McGee over there. And you need to prep her, or him, I suppose. I don't know why it has to be her. You need to prep her. You need to let them know. Somebody comes over to you and makes fun of you and your tuna. You poke them straight in the eye. That'll show. Maybe you'll get sent to the principal's office. This is actually terrible advice, but what's not terrible advice is that if you're sending them, you send them in the beautiful food storage containers that you get at Caraway. This stuff, glass, no PTFAs, none of that bad schmutz. Let me tell you, Caraway is it. Their pans, their pots, their knives, their storage solutions, their boards, their wooden cutting boards. Oh my God, everything from Caraway is absolutely fantastic. And folks, right now, if you make the swap to clean, high-performing home goods, you can be entered to win the kitchen of your dreams or $100,000. Folks, what's better than that? And I'm telling you right now, you need to go into this new school year decluttered with a beautiful, premium-looking kitchenware, all the stuff, and that comes from Caraway. They even have mixing bowl sets, complete bar sets. They have everything. And did I mention the glass airtight containers? I did. That's what you're sending your kids with the tuna. Okay, I digress, folks. Easy cooking, you know that. Ceramic-coated surface means mineral oil or butter for slide-off-the-pan eggs and easy cleaning, and it's well-loved. 2.5 million homes and over 155,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen, and now it's time to try it for yourself. So right now, you can save up to $230 on the 12-piece cookware set versus buying the products individually. And you can find even more set savings when you shop Caraway's full kitchenware set. Plus, for a limited time, every dollar you spend on clean kitchenware gets you closer to your dream kitchen or $100,000 cash. Visit CarawayHome.com/good10 to take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit CarawayHome.com/good10 or use code GOOD10 at checkout. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Hims. Folks, Hims connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you simple access to legitimate ED treatment options from home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, none of that. So if you've noticed something's a little off in the bedroom, folks, I'm telling you, gotta get things checked out. And you just complete a simple online intake form with Hims, and a provider will review your information to determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. That includes sildenafil, known as generic for Viagra, available through Hims at 95% less than the brand name version. And if that option isn't right for you, there are additional treatment options available so you can find what works best for your body. It's straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. Folks, to get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, and more, visit Hims, HIMS.com/goodguys. That's Hims, HIMS.com/goodguys. Hims.com/goodguys. Not available in all 50 states. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris.
What is it like having, and we joke about this a lot, mostly because I've been in a lot of reboots and I completely tanked.
What?
Yeah, like first season or less. But but like you and I really, I'm so glad I got a chance to be a part of it. And also I look up to you guys. Like you have one of the rare reboots that have been great.
Yeah.
And worked. What was that like coming back to it all those years later?
If you could let the critics know that you thought it was great, that would be awesome.
But the people,
no, but the people, we've never been a critic favorite. We've always been a fan favorite, and that's what keeps you on the air. So, well, a little of both, but really the fans are what wanted to see more of the Tanners. And we were kind of the first big reboot to come back,
right?
I think this was pre-Connors, all of the more Wizards of Waverly or whatever, like all of these other shows that started coming back. We were kind of the first one to do it. And we really, we had so much fun and we just threw ourselves into it completely. And it was silly. And, Candace and Andrea and I had ridiculous storylines and fun stunts. And we just committed 100% of ourselves to it. And I think because people love this family, it was like they just picked up where they left off, and it was well written. We had really great storylines. We were able to sort of joke about ourselves. There were a couple of breaks of the fourth wall or, whatever, because you've got to, you have to be a little deprecating.
Yeah.
Especially these days, audiences are a little more jaded and expect something not quite as saccharine. But I was always really proud of what we did on Fuller House. Minus there were a couple episodes towards the end when Steph was having the baby. Well, Kimmy was the surrogate, and I was like, "Where's our baby shower episode?" And instead, I was arguing with a clown. That was my storyline for the week, and wasn't pleased with it. So
Solid.
I let people know.
Who's people?
Our showrunners that took over for Jeff Franklin.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I was like, why the hell am I really, guys? Like, of all the storylines we could do, I'm arguing with a clown. And now I'm arguing with a clown about arguing with a clown. You know?
Sure. There's nothing better than watching because and granted, there's two sides to the story, but in general, in my experience, these showrunners and these writers, they've lived with these stories for weeks before, months before, and they've had to get it approved and signed off and all these things. And sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're just not.
Right.
But they will fight for it because it got approved.
Right. It got approved. Right.
They're like, my boss said that we're allowed to do it, so let's just do it. Otherwise, I have to call 8 people.
Right.
And then,
and they had, they were, I think, very new showrunners and weren't. There was a lot that happened when Jeff left that just didn't go well. After Jeff Franklin left running the show, and that we were able to finish out our last seasons, and we did great, and it was fun, and we loved it. But there were definitely, I think, things that Jeff probably would have listened to more or allowed us to do and explore and have more input in than I think, we did in maybe some of the later seasons. But John would come in, and when John came in, we were like, oh God, here comes, we half dread it because we knew we'd be getting like 18 pages of a new script on show night, right, when we're doing the speed read through, because he'd be like, I'm not doing it, this changes. But damn it, if he wasn't right, you know what I mean? It was
yeah, he had a great instinct.
He really does.
And boy, is that Jeff Franklin rich. Ooh, Ben, I wish you could see this house.
I was going to say, for those that don't know who Jeff Franklin is, so he was maybe just like give a little brief background, your history of working with him.
Jeff Franklin was the creator of Full House. I started working with him, when I was 4.5, 5 years old. And he is, the one responsible for bringing Full House to the air. He's also the one responsible for making sure that Bob Saget was the dad, because we shot a whole pilot, without Bob.
Yeah, it was someone who was it?
John Posey.
Okay. That's
whose
did
son
you know that,
later
Ben?
on became
I did.
Wolf.
I saw a TikTok about it.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok.
But anyway, we did that, and then Jeff, once Bob became available, was like, "No, I need Bob," and they were like, "Yeah, no," and he was like, "No, I need Bob. Like, this is what we're doing." And so because of his really clear vision, like he put together an incredible cast.
Wow.
And he also he was a part of the original portion of the reboot.
Oh, yeah. He was the one, he and John and Candace and Andrea and I were the ones out like pitching it and coming up with story, kind of the characters, what the premise was going to be, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he was, and
then he stepped aside and somebody else came in to run the show.
It was less, yeah, sure. It was less stepping and more moving aside. But it
happens.
It happens. This business is.
But I imagine that's very difficult. Like as a consumer, it's on the flip side. It's kind of like you have 8 seasons of a show, and all of a sudden they replace that character as if nobody would ever notice with a different actor or actress.
Right.
And it's like, actually, we did notice, and I would assume that on the flip side, when somebody else is responsible for running and writing and doing, the tone changes.
Yeah, for sure. And the newer showrunners of Fuller had kind of said like, well, we didn't even watch the original show. We're like, well, maybe you should.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And it but honestly, it was, I had grown comfortable enough and secure enough again in my ability and discernment of what works and what didn't, that there were things that I would go in and fight for, and and I don't think I would have learned those skills. I learned to be confident in my decision or in my point of view. I was like, oh no, I know, I've worked. I know how to do this, and I can say what my opinion is. I think a lot of times, particularly as child actors, we just go, okay, sure, yep, got it. And you just kind of do whatever's thrown at you.
Oh, yeah.
And, inside you're like, this is better. I thought of a better thing. you know, and as you get older, you finally go, oh, I'm not a child actor anymore. I am an adult, and I get to have a say.
I wish I could relate, Jodie. No, I literally. I mean,
know,
my wife is literally have to bat me over the head because my life up until I met her was always like, "You want another one, boss? Bigger, faster,
right? Bigger, What can I do to make you happy? Right? Yeah.
Maybe this one will make my dad come home."
Oh. Right? No, it is true.
And then there was my stage mother giving me maybe the worst advice, where I didn't know that the term milking it was bad, because growing up,
or chewing the scenery.
I've said this on the pod before. My mom growing up would be like, "Milk it, Joshy."
Oh boy.
I'd be like,
that was your mom related to Gypsy Rose Lee? Like, my God, what?
She was. And, and so I'd be like, "Bigger, better, Mom." And
that's how you got like a Disney show, right?
Like Miss Babs. And then I remember I was once doing a scene on the Amanda Show,
right?
Which is the first thing I did on Nickelodeon. And the director looked at me and he was like, "Josh," and he goes, and like milking, like you're milking it,
right. And you're like, "Oh, sweet, doing great."
Yeah, I was like,
What?
How about a thumbs up next time? And he's like, "No, it's bad."
That's
It's
disgusting.
not good. Well, it is. This is not. Yeah. Like, could have. It's almost like Trump dancing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yucky.
yeah, it's not a pleasing sight.
That's funny.
Oh, these child actors.
They're just milking it.
I'm putting in a new law for the child actors. I think they should be able to start working in utero. I say when they're zygotes, let them work. Oh, man. Ben, should we get to some stories?
I think that we should. We like to. You want to do weird news or a regular story? Sometimes, Jodie, we
like
go to
weird.
the deep depths of the world and find weird stuff.
I love it. I am all for
You got anything
weird.
weird, Josh?
From the New York Post, I got a boob job from a dead person's fat, and it ruined my breasts forever. The thought of pumping her breasts full of a dead person's fat didn't give Nicole goosebumps. Neither did she flinch at the $10,000 cost of AlloCare, a trendy non-surgical route to breast enhancement that uses ethically sourced cadaver filler. Yes. So I guess she had previously spent $20,000 on 2 unsuccessful fat grafting procedures, transferring it to her barely there bust. The New York Post said that, not me. And I guess
Damn it, New York Post.
It says instead she got breasts full of rock-like inoperable bumps, cysts, and causing her chest to feel like the surface of the moon. Wow.
I mean, who evaluated that her boobs felt like the surface of the moon? Did Buzz Aldrin go, well, you know what that feels like? That's definitely what I felt on the moon. I mean, Mike,
so she got a boob job with the fat from a dead man. That's
right.
the
Fat
headline.
injections.
Okay, so basically that's what a BBL is, right? Or BBW or whatever.
Yeah. BBW is what I'm into.
BBL. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's a different one. Oh boy,
That's me when I put on a wig.
Right, yeah.
That's it.
But they take fat from one part of your body and inject it into the other. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've had gum surgery and had to use cadaver tissue, but it didn't work as well. Like now, it doesn't often take. Your body rejects it as something foreign, which indeed it is.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I think, I don't know, sucking fat from dead people probably, but maybe we've learned not a good idea. I don't know.
Like how
is this
long
a common thing?
How long do you have the fat? Like I would assume that your fat very quickly goes away from your body. So you would need to, basically somebody would have needed to have just died. And the first thing is we're taking out their fat and we're putting it in a woman's breasts?
If you donate, I mean, often when you donate your body to science, it's got to be pretty quick if they're going to use any of the organs and stuff. Yeah.
They probably harvest the fat the same time they're harvesting other organs. So it's like within, hours after a person dies.
Got
and
it.
then
Maybe they
That
just need
makes
to
sense.
give it like a little, like an endermology. You know what I mean? Take it to a day spa and like work it out a little bit, just with those little
Totally.
suction things. That way it wouldn't be
Yes.
so hard and lumpy.
Massage it like kale.
Right.
You just like
right.
gotta
like
get
a,
in
like
there,
a, wa-
break
like
down the
Wagyu beef.
tissue.
Like Wagyu beef. You got to just massage
Absolutely.
it,
I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I bet I'm so happy that we covered that. That was because I have so many questions now that I'm like, is this doctor doing this to other people?
I mean,
That's what I
doctor's
want to know.
unlicensed.
Forget the this lady with the whatever barely there. Who's doing this to her? What doctor is like, this is what I do?
it was in this country.
And can you do it when you're not dead? Like, is this like a?
What do you mean?
Instead of saying I had weight loss surgery, could I just say that I've donated my fat to a woman's breasts?
Well, that's what liposuction is. It's sucking the fat out of your body.
But you don't have to say that you had lipo. I gave a donation.
Right.
I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm reframing the conversation. I
Philanthropic.
donated to
Yeah.
one's breasts.
But I do think I think that's a no. I think
Okay.
I'm personally just gonna go with no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So
I get it. It's like Francia giving Selena Gomez her kidney. Like you gave your fat to someone's boob job. That's
I
beautiful.
donated my fat to your breasts.
It's
a nice story.
It's the circle of life, truly.
I-
Well, another story of the New York Post.
Oh, the New York Post is it's such a source of random shit. I love it.
It's the paper of record for the good guys. Shout out the Murdochs.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Momentous. Folks, you know we love Momentous here at the Good Guys Podcast because we're suckers for creatine. Let me tell you, Momentous Signature Spec Creatine is setting a new standard in creatine quality. And don't we know it? Bruce is on it and he's absolutely loving it. Creatine is one of the most researched and effective supplements available. But as the category has exploded, most brands have focused on flavors, formats, and marketing instead of actually making the creatine itself better. What are you, nuts? That's why Momentous created Signature Spec Creatine, their most advanced creatine ever, setting a new standard for creatine quality. Momentous Signature Spec Creatine is one of the only creatines to be manufactured in a pharmaceutical facility using reverse osmosis water purification and verified through an expanded 6-stage testing process with 4 independent agencies. And that means Momentous Creatine delivers 10 times fewer impurities, 2 to 5 times tighter heavy metal limits, and PFAS and microplastics screening. Folks, all of this is important. We want to take supplements and we want them to be clean. The Signature Spec Creatine from Momentous is fantastic. It's going to give you some good clarity, okay? You know this already. It helps you in the gym, but it also just helps you think clear. Creatine is fantastic. You got to try it. If you want to try Momentous Signature Spec Creatine, head to livemomentous.com and use code GOODGUYS for up to 35% off your entire first order. That's livemomentous, MOMENTOUS.com, promo code GOODGUYS for up to 35% off. LiveMomentous.com, promo code GoodGuys. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Element. Folks, you know we love Element here at the Good Guys Podcast. We've loved their electrolytes forever. Sodium, magnesium, potassium, the holy trinity. And they give you enough salt. Holy smokes, they are actually hydrating you. The 1,000 milligrams of salt truly hydrate me. Sometimes I feel even overhydrated. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run through a wall. It's performance. But it's also for the person who really isn't performing. I'm not performing. I'm performing for you. But what do you mean I'm performance? I'm not running anywhere. I'm sitting. I'm going for a nice walk. It's for me. Now, folks, I'm so excited. I've spoken to you about this product before. But let me tell you, their new lemon iced tea, oh my God. I think the best part about it is that the caffeine is natural. They use a full black tea extract, not isolated caffeine. Plus, of course, a meaningful dose of electrolytes, free of sugar, artificial colors, and other dodgy ingredients like Element always does. It's built on the same formula as Element's core drink mix: sodium, potassium, magnesium at levels to support optimal hydration. The result is a noticeably steadier feeling, less spike, less drop, without the crash that comes from most caffeinated drinks. I mean, we all know the journey that I've had with coffee, okay? And this Element lemon iced tea gives you a nice come up, okay? And it's also trusted. NFL, NBA, NHL, CrossFit people, neuroscientists, everybody is loving Element. And I've told you this before, but Rob Wolf, Element's co-founder, former research biochemist, 2-time New York Times bestselling author, Navy SEAL Resilience Committee member for over a decade. I mean, this guy's the real deal. So, folks, today you get a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase at drinklmnt.com/goodguys. Find your favorite flavor and share with a friend.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks.
Josh, I know I say this all the time. I'm fair weather Sally. I know. And by the way, I just made that up, fair weather Sally.
I like that.
This, Josh, this is the drink of the summer. It's my new favorite drink. It's the blended pink energy drink from Starbucks. And let me tell you, it is refreshing. It is creamy. It is delicious. It's everything you need.
It's so funny you bring up the Starbucks blended pink energy drink, what I'm enjoying right now. Watch for the sip.
Oh.
Is this ASMR? Did you hear the after? I didn't put that on at all. And I've gone to 15 years of acting class. You'd think I'd be further in my career. I digress. But this is so fruity. It's so refreshing. And you know what else is great? It's got a little boost of energy for on-the-go dads like us. Or if you're just on the go.
We could always use a little boost of energy. And let me tell you, with flavors of sweet strawberry and acai, I like my pronunciation of that. None of that acai crap. Acai are blended with real pieces of strawberry, coconut milk, and ice. Josh, even your vegan wife can enjoy this.
I love everything about this. And it's giving summer. I feel like I'm not in a podcast studio right now. I feel like I'm at a pool. I just put in an order. You ready for the order? I ordered a Caesar salad with grilled shrimp and a side of fries because I deserve it.
Oh my God. And don't forget your blended pink energy drink from Starbucks, folks. If you're looking to switch up your order, this blended pink energy drink is it. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's a 10 out of 10.
Order it on the app. The Starbucks blended pink energy drink. It's the drink of the summer. I live in a home just 1 mile from my husband, and our marriage is now better than ever. Absence may really make the heart grow fonder. They say home is where the heart is, but for some couples, it's actually where their spouse isn't. For Marcella Hill, that meant making the unconventional decision to move into her own apartment less than a mile from her husband. They're living apart and they're making it work. Census data says that about 3.9 million married Americans live apart from their spouses, while relationship experts say some couples are intentionally choosing separate homes to preserve independence, reduce everyday friction, and help with any relationship on the rocks.
I love it.
Say more.
So my husband, Mescal, and I are both very independent people. So we, he goes and does his thing. He works in treatment as a clinical director, and I'll go travel and do something. And our dream or goal sort of thing is to own property somewhere, and I want a few little tiny homes on it.
A compound.
He gets his tiny home. I get my tiny home. And then there's the middle one where it's okay, it's got kitchen and living room and whatever. But I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that more time apart, because it reduces the the dishes and the laundry and the little things that make you just really not like a person on the day to day. I think it does keep some of the mystery, and you have to be intentional about your time. It's not, you don't get used to the other person just always being there. You're let's spend time together.
What do you think, Ben?
I think I agree with the latter, that I think that it is, for me personally, I can't imagine, we're just different in that. I can't imagine living apart from my wife. We've been together 14 years and...
Well, I've been married 4 times. So after a few, I think you just kind of go, maybe I should have some space on my own.
And by the way, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I would assume, I think divorce rates are 50%. So I would assume that at least half the country might feel that reducing friction, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that what you said, though, at the end is important. Even if you are in a great relationship that you love, it's very important to not take any of that for granted. You have a great person next to you. Don't neglect them and take them for granted. Right. And if being apart helps you realize that, then I'm totally all for that.
Right.
I also think that it's obviously significantly better than just quickly getting divorced. Maybe see if time apart.
Nothing's quick about divorce, my friend. Let me tell you, nothing is quick. It's years. It's awful.
Okay. So bad divorces.
Just
We can
kidding.
talk about that too.
Just kidding.
No,
No,
I mean, I don't.
I'm not kidding, but I just no.
Which one was the worst?
Oh God,
Justin?
I mean-
no, I'm sorry.
Oh well, no, that was not a divorce. That was just an insanity.
Solid.
But yeah. But that was probably that. But no, it was. I again, I'm one of those people. I'm like, oh, I get into something, and I'm like, wait. Oh no, I think I made a wrong choice. Yeah. But I think with kids, it's a different. I mean, it's kind of a different story. It's But I mean, there's like divorced families that have the one house, and the parents are the ones that switch off living in the houses, so that the kids don't have to be disrupted
Wow.
going back and forth.
Interesting.
And I think that's actually like a really decent solution to, not disrupting the kids as much. Being like, okay, well, we'll come back and forth. We each have our own place when we're divorced, but we will come. The kids are here. I mean, obviously, that's not something everyone can do because that is expensive. But I heard that and I was like, oh, yeah. I just think that people assume that when you're in a relationship, you have to be and do everything with that person all the time. And I think it's really important to remember that, like, your individuality is what made you attractive to the other person, the things that you have going on as you and for you. And I think a lot of times when you kind of sacrifice all of that in order to just meld with someone else, you can't help but get kind of resentful or, more friction or whatever. But I do think it's different when you have kids, like living apart, Although I'm sure there's some parents out there that would love it. That's really just like divorce parenting,
What's one thing, Ben, that you love doing, or one thing about cohabitating that you love, and one thing that maybe if you had your druthers, you would take a little more independence of?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm very fortunate that and I'm sorry for those that have opposite experiences. I met my wife when I was 20. She was 18, and we've been together for 14 years.
That's amazing.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
And I don't take that for granted for 1 second. That said, we also, just as you said, we are independent people. We depend on each other for a lot of things, but our interests there's never really any animosity towards if one wants to do something and the other isn't invited. Yeah. Like those like clingy couples that show up everywhere together. Like people will always ask, like I'm definitely a little more outgoing now. My wife is a little bit less, but there's no resentment. Like if I want to go to a dinner or I want to go to something, it's not like people will say, where's Claudia? And it's like, oh, she didn't want to come. Like, and that's okay.
Yeah. My husband and I, he is supportive of me. He loves that I love to do things. He is not a people-y person. And so we'll get invited to stuff and he's like, you can go take a friend, go with, he's like, unless it's something he's like, you really want me to go? But really, I'm like, no, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go have, a night with my friends, go to some stupid event or whatever. And great. And we're done. And I come home and it's, because nobody likes dragging someone with them that's like, oh.
Sure.
And I think people think that you have to. And you're like, no, you can't. Give the other person space to like go do things. And if it's not your thing, don't force it to be your thing.
100%. So yeah, I think that like independence and dependence can coexist.
Yes.
And I think that it is about being fortunate and being with the right person to be able to do that. But yeah.
I think sleeping together is also one of the biggest things, not sex, but like actual sleeping.
Right.
Yeah.
Is one of the things that drives most couples nuts. Like my husband is the lightest, worst sleeper. Once I'm out, takes me a minute to go out. Once I'm out, dead to the world. There could be bombs going off and nothing. A mouse whispers downstairs and he's like, oh my God, I heard it, So I do think that like there's situations like that where it's like it's a nightmare sometimes to sleep with someone else next to you. It's not. We have like Lucy and Ethel, but like 2 twin beds, like the pushed up against each other in a king size thing with 2 separate duvets.
Oh, fascinating.
Sick.
That's
hot.
That is key because you're not fighting over the blanket.
Not fighting the blanket. 100%.
And I'm telling you, like it is. That is the smallest, biggest difference. Like I can roll over and wrap myself up like a burrito. He can do whatever, and we're not fighting over it in the middle of the night. So no one wakes up angry that they're cold.
Something that I thought about the other day. We have this sponsor, Chili Pad, which is a mattress topper where you can change the temperature based on each side. And I was doing an ad read and I was thinking about it. I'm so fortunate, again, that I married somebody that also likes to keep the room when we sleep freezing cold.
Right.
We keep it at 66 degrees. It's how we both love it. Freezing, okay? There are couples out there, one wants to sleep at 80 degrees and the other wants to sleep at 66.
Right.
That would, like, if I married somebody that wanted to sleep 10 degrees hotter than me, I would want to sleep in different bedrooms.
Right.
I would want to sleep in different houses.
I mean,
and, like, you don't ask that on a first date. Like,
you
how do
don't
you know?
ask it on a first date. It's things that you don't know about somebody, and it's things that are like, that's how your that's how your body works. That's how your body has worked for however many years up till this point. Like, I think sometimes it's learning those things where and how you can make the little allowances for like life's little annoying things. You know what I mean? Maybe it's an agreement. I take care of my dishes. You take, like, no dishes get left in the sink for the other person to deal with unless they're my teenagers, in which case there's always shit in the sink.
No dishes left behind.
Right. But you know, I think it's like the little things like that, that, you know, it's just being considerate of your partner. And if you are a couple that likes a lot of space, go for it.
So speaking of chaos, we have a segment called What Are You Nuts?
Ooh.
Which is our gripes with people, places, and things, both big and tall.
Yeah.
Whatever's bugging you, okay? Usually fun, lighthearted. I can go first, and then from there.
Yeah. Go first, and it might trigger something.
So the other day I was driving, and, you know, some license plates, like, make you think, like, what are you, nuts? Like, this woman's license plate, you ready for this? Chaos HQ. Okay?
Yeah.
What do you...
I like that. Chaos headquarters.
Chaos headquarters. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, lady, what are you, nuts? Like, if you got this for yourself, I just kept thinking, like, are you like a chaotic driver? I guess it was a bus. So you know what? Honestly, you're right. It is kind of funny. Maybe she's just like 5 kids jammed in the bus.
That's what I was going to say.
Chaos.
She probably has like 3 to 5 kids, and it's just chaos headquarters is what it is.
It's chaos headquarters. But I just saw that and I was like, oh my God, what are you, nuts? It's so funny.
Oh gosh, what is mine? I was with my daughter the other day in Sally Beauty Supply getting nail polish or something. And the young woman that works there was on the phone with a customer, obviously helping someone, telling them what was on, you know, oh, I have this and I have that, whatever. No shit. This older lady walks around the corner and goes, hey, I need help. Hey, snapping at her. And I'm like, there's no way that she's talking to this lady. So the girl's still on the phone and is, you know, and she's like, I said, I think she's on the phone helping someone. And she said, well, I'm in the store right now and I need help. And I said, oh, and don't we all know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she walked away. But I was like, what are you nuts?
Nuts.
This person is doing their job and you want them to do their job only for you.
You just got read to filth by Stephanie Tanner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like,
I love your response. It was so good.
Yeah.
She
was like, well, I'm in the store, and I said, yeah, don't we all know it?
Ooh,
and I just turned around. She was like, well, and I was like, yeah, great, bye, bye, bitch. Yeah, I have no problem like saying stuff like that to people if they're deliberately being rude or something. Particularly, I always have a problem if I see someone being rude to wait staff, airline attendants, someone that is just trying to do their best and is dealing with things that are beyond their control, and someone is laying into them. I lose it. I will intervene and be like, okay, hold up. You and your bad attitude, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you need to leave.
It's called Sally's Beauty, not Sally's Ugly, hun.
Exactly, yeah.
Ben, take us home.
Well, first, anything that you want to plug, promote? We're so thankful that you were on the pod.
Yeah.
Like anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, How Rude Tanneritos is our Full House rewatch podcast that Andrea Barber and I do it. We are in the 7th season of watching Full House. So we're nearing the end, but we started at the very beginning and have gone all the way through because we never watched the show. So It's been really fun and it's silly, and I, just sort of poke fun at all of the ridiculousness. And then I have a really fun comedy show here in LA called Smoke Show with Sweetin, a comedy pageant. And we have created the first beauty pageant for comedians where we put them through the most insane, ridiculous beauty pageant you've ever seen, where it's, they pick their talents out of the mystery talent box. They don't know what their talent's going to be until they're on stage picking it. We do just all kinds of fun games. We have typically like a theme, this month's theme. Our show's tomorrow night on Thursday, August 13th, and it's house party theme.
Yeah.
So we come up with games, questions. It's me and 2 friends of mine that produce it and write it. And we're at the Lyric Hyperion in August 13th, and then we do it. We do like once a month, and I think we'll be back there in October. So but check out smokeshowwithsweetin.com if you want to find out tickets for that, and you can follow me at Jodie Sweetin on Instagram and I think TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. See, I don't.
I do.
This was an absolute pleasure. You're the best.
Thank
Guys,
you.
this episode's 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you nuts? Listen
Are you
to us
nuts?
wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on Spotify. Jodie, the video on Spotify, it's like 15K.
Sick.
Whatever the K is, it's
Beyond.
the biggest K. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
KKK.
Unbelievable. You got to watch it there.
Sorry.
You got to watch it.
I was like, wait, John. It's not that. No.
No.
It's
no.
yeah.
You
It's
gotta
a lyric
watch
from
it
the
there.
Childish Gambino song. Okay, KK. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got to watch it there and on YouTube, folks. Mondays and Thursdays. We will see you next time.